So you're thinking about moving to Boulder, and naturally you've heard of Pearl Street. It's one of the most iconic spots in all of Colorado, and it really represents downtown Boulder. If you're looking to move to this place, I'm going to go through all of the options in this video. I'm Michael with Lovato Properties, and we're going to get right into all the things: walkability, access to restaurants, shops, the cost of living, everything. So Pearl Street is Boulder's cultural and social hub, and here's why. You've got stuff down here from bustling shops, restaurants, you've got the buskers, the street performance that is, you've got all of that. You've also got really cool historic architecture as well as contemporary and modern architecture, and that's not all. This central corridor of Boulder, this Pearl Street zone, also has amazing access to the hiking, the running, and the cycling that Boulder is known for. Let's get into all of these things, but remember, it does come at a cost because this Pearl Street corridor can be pricey. Again, what makes this super unique are the people that want to have that access to outside, but you do crave that urban lifestyle. Pearl Street is the spot. So the pro tip is, if you want yoga shops, coffee shops, restaurants, bars, just to step outside your door, then downtown Boulder is for you. So let's talk a little bit about the housing in downtown Boulder. So in this whole corridor, you have pretty much everything. In this zone, you've got a lot of historic and very charming homes. Some turn of the century Victorian homes, also some craftsman style, but this area is very well protected and it keeps it super charming and it looks great. But on the other side, also looking great, we have very modern, updated, pricey kind of high-end townhomes and condos. That's cool as well. But then the third thing that you'll see downtown is you'll see some student rentals. So some of the CU students will make this long 1-mile walk to campus, and you've got some converted old Victorian homes, some 4 squares that have been made into rental units where you've got some students. So that's housing here in central and downtown Boulder. So what's it gonna cost you to live in these houses that are here in downtown Boulder? Well, that depends. If you're renting, you could see, $2,000 per room if you're renting. It could be a little less, a little more, but if you go up, you could find yourself renting a single family home in this area for $5,000 to $6,000 for a 3 to 4 bedroom home. So that's rent. And then purchasing. Well, you might be lucky to find a place in this area where you're getting a condo, smaller side, between $600,000 and $700,000. But more typically, if you're in this zone and you're looking for a 2-bedroom or greater, you're going to be in that zone of $1 million to $2.5 million. So that's a pretty big range, but that covers it. And then what about the single families? Well, realistically, you could be $2 million to $5 million plus, depending on the home you get. Again, the historic homes, the larger lots, and these finishes, sometimes you'll see that $8 million home. A big range, but you're paying that price to have all these conveniences of downtown Boulder. So the reason a lot of these prices are driven up is because Boulder does have pretty strict building codes and zoning laws. You really can't get a lot done easily or cheaply here in town. So that keeps inventory fairly low, generally speaking, all the time, and demand stays high, so that keeps our prices up. That's Boulder in a nutshell. So let's talk about the pros of living in downtown Boulder, the nightlife. So if we focus on the nightlife, one of the things that's amazing if you're living in this corridor is you don't have to hassle with parking. You do not have to hassle with the Uber, none of that. You just walk outside and the restaurants are here. You've got Hapa, you've got the West End, you've got all the good stuff right here. So that's definitely pro number 1. Pro number 2, the active and social epicenter is right here. And what do I mean by that? Well, Boulder's known for being active. And if you're living right in here, guess what? When you're going for that group ride up to Chapman or up the Boulder Creek path, or if you're going for a run with your group on Mount Sanitas, you're already here. So those that are coming here and fighting for parking or trying to get in early and beat the crowds, you just meet them. You just roll out the door. So the active lifestyle right here at the epicenter, that's pro number 2. So pro number 3 for living in downtown Boulder will have to be the food. There are so many options, from casual all the way up to high-end, top of the line. So if we start at this end on West Pearl, you've got stuff like Salt, which is amazing organic food. You've got The Kitchen, you've got Japango, you've got Hapa, all great choices. We also have some great chains that are sort of like over here, Bar Taco. And then some of the other ones, even one that you've heard of probably and you've never tried, Pasta J's. It's been there for decades and it gets a lot of great reviews. But then at the other end, east end of Pearl Street, if you want a great pizza, amazing salad, Pizzeria Alberico is amazing, and its sister or brother store just next door is one of the best, most high-end restaurants in all of the area. It's called Frasca. Wow, what an experience. Keep on going down the road. There's another little fun one here, downtown Boulder. It's called River and Woods. Fun experience there. But the restaurant's easily pro number 3. So pro number 4 for down here is going to be convenience. Just, of course, the ability, like we mentioned with the other areas, is to just walk to great stuff. You have Lolitas for your quick access food and store items there, or deli items. Great spot, but also just the convenience of getting to everything. If you want to walk to a football game, if you want to walk to a concert, you're super close to CU. If you want to walk up a little bit this way and you've got all the other access points such as Ideal Market, community shops, you're really well centrally located here for that convenience. That's definitely a pro in my mind. And then pro number 5 has got to be the community. You have a really great mix of people, old school Boulder people that have been here forever in this area. Downtown Boulder has them by the dozens, by the thousands. And then also the young and the new urban professionals that come in here and they live in some of our high rises, which is only about 5 stories high, but you live in the downtown because you want to be in that environment, working here, living here, enjoying everything that Boulder has to offer. So the community that you get in this downtown zone is pretty cool. So if you want a nice mix of city, life, and outdoor adventure, downtown Boulder could be just for you. So let's talk about the cons of living in downtown Boulder. First and foremost, you're going to have parking. Parking can be an issue. So if you don't have a dedicated space, you are going to see that people will come in and take up some of those valuable spots. So parking can be a thing that you want to pay attention to. The second thing is going to be tourist traffic. So this is obviously a draw for people all over the country and the world to come visit. So guess what? You may see a little bit more traffic. They may be enjoying these same spots, and that means they're in your neighborhood if you're in downtown Boulder. And then also, here's another little drawback. The noise. It can be a bit noisier. You have events down here, including the Boulder Stampede, every home game for the CU football team, but that brings in all that excitement and of course with it, the noise. So that's another con for living down here in downtown Boulder. And then the fourth con to living in downtown Boulder is going to be the cost of living. You will pay a premium for being in this amazing space. So whether it's a downtown loft, condo, or townhome, or a historic home that's centrally located, those cost a little bit more. You pay for that location. So con number 4, cost of living is up. And here's the pro tip. If you're looking for all the great stuff that's accessed here in downtown Boulder, maybe just steps away, you go to one of these great neighborhoods like Whittier or Mapleton Hill. Sure, the cost is high there, but you're a little quieter, a little bit removed, but still easy access. So is living near Pearl Street in downtown Boulder going to be the right choice for you? Well, if you love that easy access to great food, great bars, a great social scene, and of course, easy outdoor adventure access, then yes, it could be for you. But if you're shying away from the noise and the hustle and bustle of that semi-urban environment, then maybe you should check out a town outside of Boulder or even just one of the neighborhoods that's not close. If you're interested in finding out more about moving to Boulder or living in this area, please reach out. I'm Michael with Lovato Properties.